Let me tell you something embarrassing. For almost 20 years, I believed Napoleon was short, like cartoonishly short. I even repeated it in school debates and random conversations, and once in front of a French guy, he wasn't amused. Turns out, Napoleon was actually average height for his time. The whole short man image, it came from British propaganda. They literally made fun of him to make him look weak, and we still believe it. And that got me thinking, how many other things do we believe just because we've heard them enough times? Things we never stop to question. So in this video, I'm going to break down 10 facts you probably still believe, but they're totally wrong. Some are funny, some are shocking, and a couple might mess with your childhood. Ready? Let's go. Humans only use 10% of their brains. Ah, yes, the classic. You've probably heard this in movies and self-help books, maybe even from a teacher. You only use 10% of your brain, which implies there's a hidden 90% of potential waiting to be unlocked. Sounds cool, right? Unfortunately, it's total nonsense. Neurologists have confirmed for decades that we use all parts of our brain. Not all at once, of course, but throughout the day, nearly every part is active depending on what we're doing. Thinking, walking, eating, scrolling TikTok. Brain scans literally show activity across the whole brain. The 10% myth likely started from a misunderstood quote in the early 1900s. It spread fast, especially in pop culture. Movies like Lucy and Limitless played into it hard. But in reality, if you were only using 10% of your brain, you'd be in a coma. If this already surprised you, give this video a like. And if you're into this kind of myth busting, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next ones. Trust me, it only gets weirder from here. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. Another myth that sounds just believable enough to spread. You can see the Great Wall of China from space. False. You can't. At least, not with the naked eye. Astronauts have confirmed this over and over. The wall blends into the natural landscape. Same color, same texture, so it's nearly impossible to see unless you're using a zoom lens or extreme photo enhancement. What is visible from space? Cities at night, highways, airport runways, giant desert farms, but the wall? Not really. The myth probably became popular because people wanted it to be true. It's poetic. The only man-made structure visible from space is ancient. Sounds amazing, but science disagrees. So the next time someone tries to drop this as a fun fact, hit them with the truth. Chameleons change color to blend in. If you grew up watching cartoons, you probably believed this one. Chameleons change color to camouflage with their environment. Nope. Chameleons don't change color to hide. They do it to communicate. They change shades based on mood, stress, temperature, and even to signal dominance or attract a mate. Their base skin already blends well with their environment. But the dramatic color shifts, that's lizard language. Scientists discovered that their skin contains special cells called chromatophores. These cells reflect light differently depending on how the animal expands or contracts them. So when a chameleon turns bright yellow or red, it's basically shouting, "Back off," or "I'm ready to mate," or "This sun is too damn hot." It's kind of like their version of mood rings, except way cooler. Bulls hate the color red. You've seen it in cartoons and bullfights. The matador waves a red cape, and the bull charges like it's personally offended. But here's the thing. Bulls are colorblind to red. What sets them off isn't the color. It's the movement. Bulls, like many animals, react to motion. The waving of the cape is what provokes them, not the red dye. The red cape is traditional in Spanish bullfighting, but it's used more for dramatic effect and to hide bloodstains than anything else. So all those angry bulls, they don't care about the red. They just really hate fabric being flailed in their face. The myth that started this entire video. Napoleon Bonaparte was not short. He was around 5'6" or 5'7", totally average for the 1800s. The confusion came from a few things. One, he was often surrounded by his elite guards, who were taller. French and British used different measurement systems. Cartoons loved mocking him as a tiny tyrant. So, over time, people just assumed he was short-tempered and short-statured, the ultimate roast. But facts say otherwise. Another one that sounds funny, but is super wrong. Goldfish only remember things for 3 seconds. Not true at all. Studies show goldfish can remember things for months. They can be trained to recognize patterns, respond to feeding cues, and even navigate mazes. In fact, goldfish are often used in memory experiments because of their learning ability. So if you've ever had a goldfish and felt bad because it forgets you every 3 seconds, don't worry, it remembers. Probably even remembers you dancing weirdly in front of the tank. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Parents around the world love saying this one, "Stop cracking your knuckles, you'll get arthritis." But research says, nope. Cracking your knuckles is caused by gas bubbles popping in the fluid between your joints. It doesn't damage the bones or cartilage. Multiple studies have found no link between knuckle cracking and arthritis. Some people do it out of habit, others because it feels relieving. And it doesn't harm you, unless you're doing it so often it causes strain. So yes, it might be annoying. But dangerous? Not really. You swallow spiders in your sleep. You've probably heard this gross fact. The average person swallows 8 spiders a year in their sleep. Yeah, false. There's no evidence for this. Zero. Spiders don't crawl into warm, moist caves that move and breathe. They avoid humans. Your mouth, especially during sleep, is the last place they want to be. This myth likely started as a joke to prove how gullible people are when reading fake facts. And it worked. Even now, people repeat it like it's gospel. But tonight, you can sleep easy. Your mouth is not a spider hotel. Hair and nails grow after death. Creepy, but false. You might have heard it. After you die, your hair and nails keep growing. The truth is, your skin shrinks. When a person dies, the body dehydrates. The skin pulls back, especially around the fingers and face. That makes it look like the nails and hair got longer. But there's no actual growth. No more cell activity. It's just an illusion. Creepy? A little. Real? Not at all. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. This one's dangerously wrong. Lightning often strikes the same place more than once. Skyscrapers, towers, and even trees get hit repeatedly. The Empire State Building, for example, is struck around 20 to 25 times per year. The myth probably exists to reassure people, like, don't worry, it won't happen again. But nature doesn't care. So yeah, if you're outside in a thunderstorm, move. The Linking Man hit. So how many of these facts did you believe? 1, 3, all 10? Don't worry, most people do. We grow up hearing things that sound right, so we stop questioning them. But truth is, most of what we think we know is just repetition. And here's the real lesson. If something sounds too perfect to be true, it probably isn't. We live in an age of fast facts and faster opinions, but slowing down, questioning what we hear, and being curious, that's what sets you apart. Now it's your turn. Comment below which fact shocked you the most, or tell me a crazy one you believed that I didn't mention. And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure to stop like the facts, subscribe to bell icon, because we've got a lot more myths to break, and I promise, the next ones are even juicier. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.